Fun with Stories. This podcast contains audio advertising. To hear it without ads, download the Fun with Stories app now. Welcome to Fun with Stories, the podcast where words come to life through exciting adventures and laugh out loud moments. Every episode, we take a tricky word, throw it into a fun-filled story featuring your favorite fairy tale and folk story characters, and make sure you'll never forget it. So, are you ready to learn new words the fun way with Little Red Riding Hood, Puss in Boots, the Gingerbread Man, Snow White, and more? Then let's jump into today's adventure on Fun with Stories. Sophie's vernacular victory. One word, vernacular, turned a new girl's silence into a celebration of culture. It was the first day of the new school term, and Class 4B was full of energy. A new student, a quiet girl named Sophie, had joined the class. She had curious eyes, a gentle smile, and a little notebook in her hand. Sophie had just moved from a faraway village and spoke only a little English. Most of the time, she spoke in her local language. During lunch break, the other students played together, but Sophie sat alone. When someone tried to speak to her, she answered in her soft vernacular. Most of the time, the others just walked away, unsure how to respond. One afternoon, Ava glanced over. "She's always writing in that notebook. Have you ever tried talking to her?" she asked. James replied, "Yeah, once. I asked her if she wanted to join the game, but she answered in, I don't know, her own way. I couldn't understand what she meant." Ava sighed. "Yeah, I guess it's easier not to talk to her." That afternoon, another girl named Nina came to Sophie. Nina said kindly, "Sophie, I can see English isn't your first language. You speak your language beautifully, but I would love to help you learn English too, so you can feel at home here." Sophie looked up with hopeful eyes and nodded. Each day after school, Nina worked with Sophie, turning words into pictures and phrases into fun songs. Nina said, "All right, Sophie, let's start with something fun today. Look at this picture. Do you know this word in English?" She held up a picture of a house. Sophie looked confused. "Home or house?" Nina explained. "Both are correct. House is the building, and home is where you feel safe and happy, like your village." Slowly, Sophie's English improved. She started greeting classmates with a smile and answering questions with growing confidence. Then came the school's big annual culture day. Each class was given a speech topic. Ms. Rachel, their class teacher, brought an unopened envelope. When Class 4B opened their envelope, it read, Vernacular, Language, Architecture, Food, and Culture. Everyone looked confused. "What does vernacular mean?" one student asked. Nina smiled. "Why not ask someone who knows it best?" Everyone looked surprised, unsure of the answer. Then Nina smiled and said, "Sophie knows it. Why don't you tell the class?" At first, Sophie was nervous, but Nina encouraged her, and Sophie stood up and began to speak in English. Vernacular means the language spoken in a particular area or group of people, she explained. We have mud houses with cool clay walls. We cook on wood stoves, and we speak a language passed down from our grandparents. Sophie shared about her village's vernacular architecture, talked about traditional dishes, and even taught them a greeting in her language. Ms. Rachel added, "The word vernacular comes from the Latin word vernaculus, which means native or domestic." The word vernacular can be used in different ways. It doesn't just mean only language. It can also describe a style of building that is common in a specific region, made using local materials and traditional methods. Art, music, or dance that reflects the everyday life and culture of local people. The class listened carefully. On the day of the speech, Class 4B gave an amazing presentation, all thanks to Sophie's help. After the event, her classmates gathered around her. "We're sorry for not understanding you before," said James. "You helped us learn something really cool." Through a single word, vernacular, Sophie helped build something even stronger than a speech: friendship. So let's pause for a moment and talk about that funny little word you just heard: vernacular. Spelling Vernacular. Vernacular. But what is a vernacular? Vernacular means the language, style, or traditions used by people in a particular country or area in their everyday life. Synonyms of vernacular include local, native, regional, everyday. And the antonyms include formal, foreign, unfamiliar, standard. Here are two quick examples. The chef loved learning how to cook using the vernacular recipes of each village he visited. The artist used vernacular art styles from her hometown to create her newest painting. So now you know, vernacular means the everyday language or style that people use in their own homes and communities. Try using the word vernacular in your everyday speech. It's a great way to show respect for different cultures and ways of life. And that brings us to the end of today's adventure. We've explored a brand new word, had some fun with our favorite storybook characters, and now it's your turn to use it in real life. Want more fun stories and exciting words to learn? Download the Fun with Stories app for extra content, activities, and even more magical word adventures. Thanks for listening, and remember, words are powerful when you make them yours. See you next time on Fun with Stories.